and welcome to www.psychicchillout.com. Please find us on Facebook under Psychic Chill Out. Like and share the page, because what we're going to be doing is some live readings for you all, where you can all have a card chosen for you for free just by putting your name in the comments as we're streaming live. It's a fun thing to do, and you can even choose your own deck. You can ask your own question in your mind, and it really does work. So just getting on Scorpio for mid-December to the beginning of January for you. I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite deck, so I'm just going to do a quick shuffle. I did pre-shuffle, but I know a lot of you do like to see that the cards are being shuffled online. For those who don't, you can just scroll through. Infinite Spirit, Infinite Wisdom, mid-December to the beginning of January for the Sun sign, Moon and Rising, Scorpio. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Okay, so this is general and love, but we tend to sort of just follow through with what's coming up here. So straight away, I'm seeing that this potentially has something to do with your work arena or simply just your finances. I do feel that a lot of Scorpios here are embroiled in some kind of legal affair. Yep. Okay, I think somebody has been a little bit tricky with you and tried to pull the wool over your eyes, and you found it out, and now it's gone legal and it's in somebody else's hands, and you're just hoping that the fairness is going to come out, and I think that it will. I think that this is on your side. I don't know if you know it yet, Scorpio, but in terms of your finances, you've got a lot of luck coming towards you. I know previously you've had to balance a few situations in regards to that, because it does feel to me as if there's been some changes around your working or financial arena here. I do see for some of you, you've been taking advice of friends or even actual legal practitioners to help with the situation, which at times you felt just absolutely burdened by, like you can't move forward. There's just so many obstacles moving forward. I think a lot of you have had new ideas around change of job, promotion, self-employment, how to generate new money. Perhaps a few of you are doing things online, extra things to subsidise a wage. And I think that's coming in, and I think that you need to persist with it. Whatever your ideas are, persist, because I can see it's a bit of a struggle. I feel at this time, because you've got a lot of cups behind you. There's a lot of work that you have done. I know there's a lot more that you need to do, but it's almost like at this time, the 2 weeks prior to the new year, it's like, right, okay, rest here, because I just get this sense there's so much going on here behind the scenes that you're unaware of. Okay. There's a lot of support from behind the scenes going on here, that you just take your opportunity to rest, because I think when we get into the new year, it's bang, 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 and literally you're going to be up and running. Now, I know that some of you, it feels to me that you've got so many things, so many ideas, so many things on the boil about what to do, is that you literally don't know where to put your energy. You don't know where to put your energy at the moment. Connected back to this... for those of you who this resonates with, where there has been some unfairness, and do feel this is around the work arena, there's somebody prying into your business in your environment that shouldn't be, or you're trying to pry into somebody else's business to get the information that you need to either take a claim forward or defend yourself in something. That it is going on, so just to be aware of that. I'm just going to pull some confirmations here with the Gypsy Tarot. So I'm going to see, first of all, why is this Justice card at the basis of your deck? What is this to do with? Okay. I think for some of you who this resonates, a friend of yours friend of yours may have taken something from you or tried to take something from you or deceive you in some way. I'm getting property with some of you. But I mean, this could relate to finances as well. And it's like you're standing your ground with this situation. I feel a lot of you have lost a lot of people over the last 6 months, maybe 8 months, maybe the last year. And it's a process of you filtering out who doesn't serve a purpose. And I just say, let them go. Let them go. Keeping hold of people in your life that don't serve you a benefit, who aren't good people, who are toxic to be around, whoever they are. It's not wise to keep them with you because you keep going down the path of their energy, their negative energy. And I do feel that a few of you here, there's not much coming up about relationships. I'm going to do you a separate spread for that, Scorpio, but I do feel that some people, some of you here have been hurt in relationships to a friendship. And that friendship can be no longer. Always try to forgive, Scorpio. The difference between forgiving, a lot of people struggle to forgive because I think people don't understand that by forgiving somebody is just letting the situation go. It isn't saying it's okay what you did. You know, you can't, when people hurt you or betray you, you cannot keep them in your life. You can forgive them and let them go, but if you can't accept what they've done to you, then you don't keep them around you. But you can forgive them nonetheless. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at the Chariot. Something that you're committed to here. Your energy's been put into something, you're completely committed to it, but I just feel that there's obstacles that have come along the way, and I feel it's a timing issue. I think those obstacles, I know it doesn't sound great because some of you have been hurt along the way during this process. It doesn't sound great, but sometimes it's a matter of timing, and if those obstacles hadn't occurred, it would have been the wrong timing for you to do things. So you've gone through a period of having to attain balance. So let's have a look with this new idea of money. Okay, I'm just going to get that 1 second. It's a blessing. Whatever is coming up new for you when we hit January, it's a blessing, so you to go forward with it. And if it's a project that you've been long-standing committed to, it's time to reap the rewards now. Okay, so I was just looking at that card when I started to shuffle, and this one fell out, so it's the Foe. This is somebody who is jealous of you, Scorpio. Somebody who is jealous of you is digging around in your business. Now, if they're jealous of you, it means that it's for no good. Okay? Change your privacy settings on Facebook. Start defriending people that you don't want on there, that serve no purpose, or are mischief making, or are connected to the person you think this is who I'm talking about. Have a look why this Emperor is here. Why is he here? What purpose does he... I think this could actually be you, your personality of standing your ground. I think, Scorpio, you have the... we all know you've got the sting in the tail, but you do have this ability to give people chance after chance after chance until you completely cut them out. And I think that you've learned to take a more authoritative stand within your life and stop listening to other people. It's time to get a thicker skin and go after what you want, because you're always putting yourself on the back burner. Some of you even feel guilty to have things good happen in life. Yeah, okay. But the Widower. Too much time spent in looking back at the past, in bereavement, in grief of any nature. When people leave our life, let them go. Let them go. Some of you on a different level, this could be pertaining to, you know, some people thinking, especially this time of year, about their father, because the Emperor is also the father, and the Widower card can represent that there has been a death. But I mean, the Widower card in its general, it means that there's a time of grief, or too much time has now been spent in grief. And we all have our own timings for something such as grief, but I do feel for a very fair few of you that this is involving a loss of a dad, where around about this time that you are you are thinking about them. And I'm just getting a note to say as well, you know, for those of you who have lost their dad, with this bad situation that it seems that this element of unfairness that's been going on around you, ask, you know, just ask, put it up to spirit and say, what would dad say? What would my father say? What would his advice be? You can very much bring in the character of your father if you so wish to help you through in situations. But I definitely feel for the majority of you, this is actually about you cutting out people that no longer serve a purpose. Or not so much they don't serve a purpose, just that they've caused trouble. They haven't been in your best interests, you know, whether they be exes, friends, business associates, you know, whoever these people may be. I certainly feel one person is struggling. One aspect of this is struggling with a friendship here. So a friend has really, really betrayed you, and they've done it purposely to hurt you because they're jealous of you and what you have. And they don't want you to have it, or at least they don't want you to have it before they have it. I feel for some of our clients here, if they've got a friend who's very controlling, sometimes it goes unspotted. And sometimes, you know, you think you're listening to advice from a friend because they have your best interests at heart, because this is the way that they come across to you. However, they've just been leading you down a path. And this is why you've got to be so astute in your own intuition. And I feel like for a lot of you, your own intuition is definitely coming back into play, and it's not far away. You know, you're a very highly intuitive sign, but sometimes you don't listen to it and you kick yourself afterwards because I knew I knew I shouldn't have done that, or I knew I should have done this, or not listened to that. And it's about training yourself to listen to it as soon as it kicks off. So I'm just going to pull a confirmation card on the High Priestess, and then we're going to look at your love life. The Merchant reversed. Merchant is about too much hard work for little reward. Okay, it's reversed. Okay, so it's like confirmation, you're just not putting up with it anymore. Anything that you have to go above and beyond for and not see reward, and that can be just as simple as an exchange between you and another person. If you're doing more than the other continuously, I don't see it continuing. I feel that you are coming to the understanding that you don't need people of a certain nature in your life. Just connect these back up a second. Because what I want to do, Scorpio, is I want to use the Rider-Waite to actually take a look at your love life now. Because it's all about money, and it's all about negative people and cutting them out when we look at your general aspects for those that it resonates with. So we're looking now for Scorpio, mid-December to the end of December. What is going on with your love life? Those just fell out. I'm just going to chuck them aside. Okay, Scorpio, what is going on with your love life? Oh, okay. Go from here. So a lot of you have had some very, very strong words with a partner spoken. And one or both of you are feeling very, very hurt at the moment. Uptight and cautious about the situation. If somebody has been really quite sort of vicious with you, you may be feeling uptight and cautious that you don't want to get back involved if it's led to a separation. On the other hand, if it's you, Scorpio, and you know, we know that sting in the tail when you've had enough. If this is to do with a relationship where you said some hard words to somebody and now you're wondering, well, why are they keeping their distance from me? It's because they're reluctant because of what's been said, and the knowing that you can go that far, or vice versa, it can work either way. either way, you're ready to take a risk now. A lot of you want to just start something new in relationship. Just a lot of you just want to sort out your money and your job and then think about the relationship after. And for a certain percentage of you, it's kind of like coming up to that time of the year now where it's getting all festive, and wouldn't it be nice to have a partner for Christmas? But that doesn't work like this, and I don't suggest that you start, you know, putting dating apps on and all that kind of jazz just to get somebody for Christmas. Stay on the right path and let situations flow. Don't take risks at this time. Again, we've got this card fell out as the endings, and okay, we've got the card of somebody trying to get away with something. So that's either you trying to get away with something, Scorpio, or somebody who's done something to you. They're trying to get away with the situation, but it's the end of it anyway. You've passed it. They've tried, you tried, it hasn't worked out. It's resulted in an end. So maybe for some of you, Scorpio, you found out that somebody was lying to you. We've got a delay in celebration here, okay, but there are celebrations coming up, and you are, I think, for the majority of you Scorpios, you're going to have you know, I can see a lot of you coming together. Normally at Christmas time, I think for you Scorpios, you felt, for some of you, quite isolated, or families and friends have been all different pockets and groups, and it's almost like I'm getting the sense from this that this year, because there is so much room, because you've let so much go, that it's given room that everybody who should be there in your life is going to come together and be together. For the majority of you, not everybody. Your spirituality is at the basis of this, so it's like you've shifted up a level now. A lot of you may be experiencing more things at this time, although I do feel that this is a time for rest before we get into the new year. I think a lot of events that have happened over the last 6 to 8 months have been leading up to a new you, in many different ways, but particularly connected to your spirituality here. This is you in your most recent past in terms of relationship, and not being able to see a way forward with the person that you were with or interested in. I do feel that the person that you're with or that you're interested in, you are spiritually connected. You're yin and yang energy, despite these harsh words that have been said to each other. And I think you need to be aware of the cross energy when you guys are thinking of each other. You know, make sure you own what's yours, because sometimes we can think that our thoughts are our own, but actually it's the partner or ex-partner thinking about us, tapping into them, which is drawing our energy into thinking of them. So just be aware of that. Okay, you've got the Page of Swords again. This has come up in your love reading. It's like everybody wants to know what you're up to. Exes, partners, friends, people who have grievance with you, everybody's looking into your business. But if there is somebody that you're separated from, I do feel that they're on the hunt for information to find out about you. What's she doing? What's he doing? What's going on in their life? You know, people are looking for information. I feel like a lot of you have shut yourself down and made things private, made yourself become more private, not talking too much about your ideas, not talking too much about your wants or desires, going with the flow, and it's making people want to know. They want to know what they want to know, and you're not giving it to them anymore, Scorpio. Again, you've got the Emperor card come up here. We just had this in your general reading. For those of you Scorpios who need to go sort things out, particularly around this time of year, with a loved one, an elder brother, a father, a husband, I do feel that you've got a chance for this to come in the near future. Unresolved issues I'm getting with that card, which are impacting on the now. You and your personality, again, we've got this overall theme of you looking for a new beginning, whether that be with a new person or just in terms of a new start, a fresh start in love. In your environment, we've got a lot of happiness to come for you. You know, for those of you who are worried, who are single and worried you're never going to find love, it's definitely there. All the same cards are coming out within your love reading as what they came out in your general spread. I'm seeing a high majority of Scorpios being single at this time, or separated from somebody that they want to be with, or just giving up on the dating scene for now. Those of you in a committed relationship, for the majority of you, it does seem to be some harsh words coming back and forth, and a lack of energy to deal with it also. Okay, but we do have, you know, that luxury and good feeling with a partner at the end of the day. I'm going to have a look here what's gone on with this fight and try and find out if I can find out from the sexual tarot what was this about. And what was the argument about, Scorpio? Nope, it's not giving it to me. Okay, spoke too soon. Okay, so you've got the High Priestess again. It's shown up twice in your reading now. And what this card is talking about within the specifics of this deck, it's talking about the destiny is already written. Okay, you can't change what is destined for you. Although you are waiting for changes for a lot of you. A lot of you are wanting and waiting, but patience is key with this. You have to be patient. Don't push, don't forge ahead. Let your romantic relationships go with the flow at this point, because the more silent that you are and the more that you stand back and look objectively, you get the reality of what it is that you're actually asking for and whether it serves your purpose. I'm going to couple that with the romance angels. Now it's funny, you're probably the only reading, Scorpio, that hasn't shown me a king or a queen of any kind. Got the Page of Swords there, but that would represent a child in any case. Maybe some of your energies are being taken up with a child that there is no time for relationships, or children may have been a concern, but I honestly just feel that this is to do with you pulling back, you not putting up with stuff anymore, and people will trying to figure out, you know, well, what's she doing? Why is this? What's with the change? She must be up to something. Trying to almost catch you out. I mean, this could be your energy. You could be stalking on other people, Scorpio. But I just think that with the rest of the cards demonstrating that you've just had a gutsful of having the wrong people around you, I just feel like for the majority of you, you didn't know what to do, so you had no choice but to step back. And now you're just waiting for things to unfold and see what happens. But I do feel for Scorpios who are separated from somebody who they did really want to be with, I find one of your eyes open on the reality of the situation in terms of their behaviour and what they've contributed to the situation and why there's a separation there. But I do feel that you're still waiting. It's like a lot of you are not necessarily waiting for relationships to come back, although you can be. A lot of this is about closure. I've got a lot of people sort of, I'm picking up on here that basically Scorpio just wants things wrapped up and resolved, not necessarily meaning to walk forward with anybody in the future. Let me just see what's going on with Scorpio's relationship. What's going on with Scorpio's relationship? See, they're not giving me anything. You know, the cards have been flying out of the deck for the other readings, left, right and centre. I have to keep picking them up off the floor. When I'm asking about your relationship, Scorpio, I'm drawing a blank. Like the cards literally, I'm not going to force them by turning them. But let's just see how we go. Okay, we've got one. Pay attention to the red flags. This is Scorpio, you know. You know who needs to be removed from your life and who's allowed to stay. And, you know, in terms of new people that may be coming in around this social time, I guarantee you'll have met them all before. They'll be demonstrating something to you that you've seen before and haven't liked. And use your intuition. Filter these people out before they get a hold on you. I'm really sorry, Scorpio. I just cannot. So for those of you that are coupled, I'm not picking up anything for coupled relationships here. Apart from suspicion, or apart from one of the parties trying to get away with almost stealing energy from the other person. Dragging them down in a sense. Trying to get away with something. I just feel that this spread is more to do with... Okay, for some of you couples, Scorpios, it's about working through your challenges and trying to get to a point where you can get out to the other side and trying to resolve all of the hurt that is accumulated in that relationship. And there is good prospects for that if that is what you want. But for the majority here, I feel that you're struggling with relationships. I feel like a lot of you are even struggling to meet somebody on the level, because it's like you've... where you've been filtering out all of the rubbish, you know, all of the people with the, you know, lack of interest, lack of commitment, says one thing, does another, hot and cold. I just feel like you're just not putting up with much, and therefore there are not many energies of people in terms of relationship being allowed to come into your environment. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just going to pick one spiritual card here for you, just for some advice, okay? I said 1, 2's flown out. So this just indicates to me when we're trying to read for love here, we're really not getting anything much. And when I'm looking in general, and when I'm looking at you on a spiritual point of view, this is where spirit are trying to draw our attention. This is where they're willing to answer you, okay? It's talking about your security here. It's talking about your energy chakra, your firm foundations, putting roots down for some of you, or cutting out old roots and starting afresh. Whatever decisions that you have made in terms of detangling yourself from situations, it's a positive decision. So go forward and don't look back. Don't forget to like us, subscribe, share, and like us on Facebook so you can get involved with our live readings. Bye, Scorpio.